Hey, I'm here with Ted Hayes for this very, very special ride. Can you tell us about it?
It's a ride for DUmon out of Bedford. He's a little boy who has terminal brain cancer. The folks said that he only had a few weeks to live, and so Jim Markland from the Harley shop called me, wanted to know, since I had a sidecar, if I'd be willing to take this little boy for a ride, and I said that'd be great. And so got off the phone with him, and the Lord started working on my heart and said, hey, let's send this boy out with a glory.
All right, man. We are out here in Bedford. We are here at the DUmon McCain Memorial Ride. This is the 10th annual. Cindy, can you believe it's been 10 years?
I cannot. It went so fast. It seems like it's been so long ago, but then again, it's like, man, it seems like yesterday.
It's odd how time does that.
It does.
It's really odd because at times it does. It seems like it was just yesterday, and other times it seems like, my God, that was so long ago. But man, I'll tell you what, man, this place is packed out. There's a ton of bikes here. This was something we got to be a part of at the beginning, and I'm just glad that we could come out. Cindy, is that your motorcycle behind you?
It is.
Are you riding a motorcycle today?
I am, and I hear you are too. Yeah, we're riding today.
Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it, but it's awesome. I'm so glad that we're being able to ride in this ride. We don't get to ride in very many, so today it's going to be a good day to ride.
All right, well, what do you say we go find Amy and Byron, and let's find out a little bit more about DUmon and about this ride.
Let's go.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Leidendorf Law, personal injury lawyer. Leidendorf Law has been with Steel Horse Thunder for, before we were with Steel Horse Thunder. And, been helping the motorcycle community in the Indianapolis area for, 40, 50 years now. So we want to say thank you, Leidendorf Law, for everything you guys do for us. And without you, Steel Horse Thunder would not have been able to continue.
No.
So thank you so much, Leidendorf Law.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
This is the 10th annual ride for DUmon's Ride, and look at all the bikes out here. How do you guys feel about this?
I feel great. It's awesome.
I've been having butterflies in my stomach, and I still have some in there right now.
Do you?
It's an exciting time for us, for sure.
And I can remember back to the first ride, and there were so many bikes at that one. I guess that wasn't actually the first ride. I guess that was the ride after DUmon came home from the hospital.
It was, yes. Yeah, the first ride we weren't able to make it to because DUmon was in the hospital, so that was the first official ride. And then you guys were like the second official ride.
Well, and now this is the 10th official ride, and you guys have a great day for it. There's so many bikes pulling in. It's so good to see. How does this make you feel to see all the bikes rolling in? And the recipients, they're so appreciative, I know, of all the funds that you give them for help. And tell me about that, the help that you guys give them.
So the funds we give them, they get all the proceeds from the ride. The funds can go to medical bills if they have any medical bills that insurance doesn't cover, gas back and forth to the hospital, lost wages if somebody has to take off work to go to the hospital and stuff, so that it'll cover lost wages. Just pretty much whatever they need due to the diagnosis or illness.
Sadly enough, sometimes a lot of it goes to young kids bucking this. So that's kind of a cool thing too.
DUmon, what do you think about all these people that showed up here today?
It's cool. It's amazing.
It is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're riding in a sidecar. I'm old, and I have never rode in a sidecar. Is it fun?
Yes.
I rode every year except for this last year. This is my 9th ride with him.
Wow.
And Byron's one of my best friends, and
I'm sorry.
his son, their son died, and they're the same age as my youngest daughter.
Oh, is that right?
So yeah.
Okay.
That's why I do it.
Well, I was just sorry that Byron was your best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, you seem like a pretty good guy. I thought you could do better than that for a best friend, but that's all right.
Well, he's one of those,
Okay.
They're a nice couple.
So that's cool, though. So you've been out here doing basically every ride?
Every year, yeah.
Wow.
This is my wife's first year, so she's excited. She's usually too cold or raining, and she's a fair weather rider, which is okay.
It's okay. The older I get, the more fair weather I'm becoming. I'll be honest with you, man. Before, it was like as long as there wasn't snow or ice on the ground, I rode.
Yeah, that 70, 80 mile an hour ride goes down to 30 and 40 miles an hour when you get our age, my age anyway.
All right, Morgan, here we are at the 10th annual DUmon McCain ride. It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like it could be 10 years.
No, sir. Flew by, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So today, now we were able to ride up with some people. We met up with a group in Martinsville, and we rode up and met up with some of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Just south of Bedford here. What do we have in store today?
Oh man, we're taking about a 75-mile cruise through the country of southern Indiana. It is going to be an absolute beautiful ride, beautiful weather, a lot of good people, and you know, like, emotions are always high on a day like today. And you know, I had the privilege of meeting you 10 years ago when we stood out in that parking lot, and 200 and some bikes showed up in a matter of what, 4 days? I think is what happened somehow. I don't even know how it happened, but
it was a Thursday night. Is when we got the phone call Thursday night.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And by Sunday we were 200 plus motorcycles.
Yeah, I think we had Ted Hayes to thank for that. He went a little crazy. he got excited, and Jim Markland used to work for Bloomington Harley. We all started putting stuff together, and next thing I know, we had 200 and some bikes showing up to take a special kid on a ride.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you know, and it was Ted Hayes. I think Jim Markland was the one that kind of really got the whole ball rolling.
Yep.
And well, he got in touch with Ted because he had the sidecar, and then Ted, of course, when Ted does something, he does it
does it big
over the top. So
that all come together because DUmon was sick on that initial ride, and he got put in Riley, and he was bummed about not being able to go to the ride. So we actually, I had spoke to Jim, and he had mentioned it to Ted, and a few phone calls, and one later saying, I think we might need some escorts and stuff. So.
So what'd you think when you came in here and you saw all these people, all your new friends sitting out here?
It's not hard to make friends and stuff.
It's not hard to make friends, is it?
No.
You know, in the motorcycle community, we're all friends, we're all family. And so now you know everybody you see out here, we're now your brother, we're now your sister, we're your best friend, okay?
Okay.
Hey, big shout out to Crambo's out in Greencastle. Man, if you're looking for paint work, mechanical work, or accessories, they have everything you need out in Greencastle. It's Crambo's. You know what they say, they'll get you noticed.
I noticed a North Carolina license plate on the back of this bike.
Yep.
Is that where you're from?
That's originally I'm from East Kentucky, but now I live in North Carolina, about a little town called Harmony, about an hour north of Charlotte.
Okay, yeah, I've been through Harmony.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I did a big NASCAR tour thing on the bikes one time, me and my son when he was younger. So how did you even hear about this ride and make it up here?
So I've known Amy, Amaya, and Byron for a number of years now. I actually work with Amy. So she's actually been trying to get me to come up here to do this for quite some time. And, you know, scheduling conflicts, it just never worked out. So this year I made it a priority and come up for it. You know, I think it looks like we got a lot of good bikes here and a lot of good turnout. So, you know, I'm glad I could make it from Carolina up here to come do this.
No doubt, man. And so you taking a long way home when you leave here?
Yeah, I mean, the destination isn't 100% set yet, but thoughts probably down to the Gulf Coast, Mississippi, and then over to Florida and take the coast back up into North Carolina. Nice. So just go play around for a few days.
So what do you guys think about this ride?
Oh, we loved it.
We loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
So how many times have you done it?
This is our first one, but we do Jeep rides sometimes.
Now you guys were in a Jeep today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So were you at the very end of the...
Yeah. We were at the very end.
Yeah.
I'm her best friend, Sydney. This is what, you know, the ride is about today, and we were very honored to be able to be in it, that they included Jeeps.
Yep.
Hey man, Leidendorf Law, personal injury lawyer. I tell you, Leidendorf Law has been a part of this show, a major part of this show for 20 years. Thank you so much, Leidendorf Law, for what you've done for Steel Horse Thunder and all the riders.
Sure. I see, this is what I love about doing rides. You have other people that are just like out and just making all sorts of noise and everything else. And dude, I just watched you today. Just kind of keep to yourself. You kind of stay quiet. You just enjoyed the ride. And there's something about somebody that just chills and rides I really enjoy.
Me too. This is my first charity ride I've ever done.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, see, and because you're also riding a bike, you don't have a windshield, you don't have a fairing, you don't have a stereo, you don't have any of that stuff. I'm kind of the same way, no windshield, and you just kind of ride. And I was like, all right, see, there's a person I could ride with right there.
It's all about the freedom.
Yeah.
Having that wind blow in your face. It's all about the freedom.
So what'd you think about doing this big charity ride? This is a big one now. This was almost 200 motorcycles today.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was, there was some scary situations there. Of course, towards the beginning of the ride, somebody went off in the ditch, and somebody else went off where the road turned sharp there at the
There was a pretty tricky left turn, yes.
Yeah.
There was a pretty tricky left turn. I know somebody they kind of slid off. They got right back on and continued.
I hope they're okay.
And, yeah, they finished the ride and everything else. So here we are. We are at Wings and Rings, or is it Rings and Wings? Wings and...
I think
it's Wings and Rings. We're here at Wings and Rings in Bedford, Indiana. The ride was spectacular.
Yes.
The roads were awesome.
Beautiful.
What'd you think? Now, you got to ride at the back, so I know there was a few spots you had to have gotten a really good view of everybody in front.
So I was in my personal vehicle. I was in the front of all of them. There were a couple of spots where we were at the top of the hill and you can just see all the bikes. There were so many. I believe there was like over 150. It was just an awesome view.
I was going to say, I heard a count was right up around 170. It's a lot of motorcycles. These were some pretty tight little roads too.
Yes.
So it was a lot
small
of
roads, tight curves, big hills.
Yeah. So now, all right, you are DUmon's sister.
Correct.
So what does all this mean to you? Now I know this is the 10th annual, so it's not new, but yet when you look back over 10 years and you see what the motorcycle community has done, I mean,
it just shows how many people really care about our community, and they care about my brother, and I enjoy meeting the new families that we raise the money for. It's so much fun.
It's so cool. You guys have a banner with all the recipients over the years.
Yep.
And it's like, it just brings it just kind of brings it all full circle,
Yep.
And even when we got back into Bedford, and we rode through the cemetery, again, it just kind of reminds you what this is all about. It's because after 10 years, you're seeing people that you see quite a bit, and it's
same people.
It's a time to rejoice seeing friends, especially you being back home now, since you don't live in this area anymore. But once you go through the cemetery, it just kind of everything becomes it's a very somber moment.
That was actually my first time going back to the cemetery in 5 years, because I was stationed overseas.
Right.
So last year I didn't make it, and so this year I was like, I'm driving through the cemetery. I'm not doing any extra errands. I'm going through the cemetery.
Yeah.
So it was pretty heartbreaking to get to be able to see it.
Here at the DUmon McCain ride, 10 years in, holy cow. But Cindy, we don't normally get to ride in these rides.
No, we do not.
What'd you think?
Today was a perfect day. It was beautiful. The roads were absolutely gorgeous. They picked a very good ride. With twisty, turny roads, as I heard you say, twisty, turny, and I like hearing him say that. But yeah, it was such a good ride. It's an honor for us to be able to ride in this particular ride, and to see everybody out here just to give their honor to DUmon, and it's been a good time.
It's been a real good time. We've enjoyed the ride. Again, I want to do a quick shout out to Leidendorf Law and to Crambo's, Chris Crampy out there at Crambo's doing custom paint work, Harley mechanics, all their accessories. And of course, if you ever need a personal injury lawyer, Leidendorf Law is who you need to call. They've been taking care of this show and the motorcycle community for probably about 40 years now in Indianapolis. So, like we always say, it's not what you ride,
it's that you ride.
Still Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.